Here we have a SAT math problem. Okay, let's go to the question. The graph of a quadratic function f of x equals to ax square plus bx plus c is shown in the xy plane above. Which of the following must be true? Here we have three statements and we have to find whether just only one statement is true or two statements are true or all the three statements are true. Okay, now let's consider the graph of the given quadratic function. Usually when we have a quadratic function in this form, it's called general form, and its graph will be a parabola, vertical parabola. The parabola may open up or may open down, but here the graph of this quadratic function is given over here, and the parabola opens down. Whenever the parabola opens down, then the value of the leading coefficient, that is the value of a, which is being as a coefficient of x square, will be negative. So a has to be less than 0 because the parabola opens down. But the first statement says a is greater than 0, so it's false according to the given information. Okay, now let me mark this one as false. Okay, now let's consider the quadratic function over here. It's in general form when we have a x square plus bx plus c, and when we have a quadratic function in general form, so the constant, that is the c over here, represents the y coordinate of the y-intercept. That is the parabola intersects the y-axis at this value, that is at c. Okay, now let's look at the value on the y-axis at where the parabola intersects y-axis. So the parabola intersects y-axis over here. So here we'll have the value c. Okay, clearly the parabola intersects y-axis on its positive side, that is above the x-axis. The parabola intersects y-axis. So this is a positive side of y-axis. So the parabola intersects y-axis at a positive value. That means the value of c is positive. That means c is greater than 0. Okay, we have c greater than 0 in statement 3. So clearly this is true. Okay, now we have to verify one more statement. That is second statement, b is greater than 0. Okay, for that, let me consider the vertex of the parabola. It's over here. Okay, so when I consider the exponent of the vertex over here, it has to be positive, because when I consider the value on the x-axis corresponding to this vertex, so it is on the right side of the y-axis. So that means it is on the positive side of x-axis. So here the value on the x-axis over here will be positive. So the exponent at the vertex of the parabola will be positive. Okay, when we have a quadratic function in general form, there is a formula to get the exponent of the vertex, that is x equals to negative b over 2a. Okay, already we got that a is less than 0. That means a has to be negative. Since a is negative, we can consider some value for a, so that a less than 0. That means we have to consider a negative value for a. Okay, now let me take a equals to negative 1. Just for an example, I am taking a is equal to negative 1. So if you wish, you can take even a equals to negative 2 or negative 3. Any negative value can be considered for a, because a is less than 0. Okay, for my convenience, I just assume a equals to negative 1. Let me plug in this negative 1 for a over here. Then I'm getting x equals to negative b divided by 2 times on negative 1. Then I'm getting negative b divided by 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. This negative will cancel out, x equals to b over 2. Actually, I said this is a formula to get the x coordinate at the vertex of the parabola over here. So this x represents the x coordinate of the vertex over here. So according to the discussion we have done as earlier, so the x coordinate over here must be positive. So that is, this x has to be greater than 0. Okay, when this x is greater than 0, the value which is equal to x also must be greater than 0. That is b over 2 must be greater than 0. Now to solve for b, we have to get up this denominator 2. For that, let me multiply both sides of this equation by 2. Then this 2 will cancel out. I'm getting b on the left side. On the right side, 0 times 2 is 0. Here we get the result of b is greater than 0. We find this stuff exactly in the second statement over here, that is b greater than 0. So this is true. And according to the question, in the given answer choices, we have to find the one which must be true. So here we got that the second statement and third statement are true. So in answer choice C, we find that second and third only are true. So the correct answer choice for this question is C.